Good morning. Oh, that was a wonderful start. Honored guests, faculty, family members, friends, and graduates of the Stetson University College of Law, welcome to our 110th Spring Commencement Exercises. Good morning, I'm Pietruszkiewicz, Dean of the College of Law, and today is a day for celebration because 260 graduates of Stetson University College of Law will become the class of 2014 and have accomplished something truly remarkable. Today they graduate not only with a law degree, but also with the ability to make a difference in our state, in the country, and in the world. Please give our graduates a well-deserving round of applause. For those in our graduating class that are on active duty or are veterans, please stand up so that we can recognize you for your service to the country. Okay, so everybody was standing. We can all sit now, thank you. And for all the veterans in the audience, please stand up so we can also recognize you for our service to the country. Stetson is not just a law school, but a community dedicated to excellence in our students, our faculty, our staff, our alumni, and our Stetson friends. We distinguish ourselves not because of who we are, but who we are to become. Our graduates have spent 3 years preparing for their roles as lawyers to represent clients and as leaders who represent our communities. In just a few minutes, you will become proud graduates of the Stetson University College of Law. And on this graduation morning, we celebrate with all of them. Let me take a moment to introduce to you those that are on stage with me. President of Stetson University, Dr. Wendy Libby. Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Elizabeth Paul. Chair-elect of the Board of Trustees, a 1978 graduate of Stetson University and a 1981 graduate of the Stetson University College of Law, Louis Prats. Chair of the Board of Overseers of the Stetson University College of Law, and a 1980 graduate of Stetson University College of Law, Joshua Magidson. Our graduation speaker, Supreme Court correspondent for the New York Times, Adam Liptak. President of the Stetson Lawyers Association, member of the Board of Overseers of Stetson University College of Law, and a 2000 graduate of Stetson University College of Law, Janae Urato. Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Professor Kristen Adams. Associate Dean for Administration and Business Affairs, Professor Terry Radwin. Associate Dean for Faculty Development and Strategic Initiatives, Professor Mike Allen. Director of Student Life for the College of Law, Ms. Tammy Bryant. And Registrar of the College of Law, Ms. Felicia McCaster. President Libby, on the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Law and with the approval of the Board of Trustees of Stetson University, I present to you Adam Liptak to receive the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. That wasn't right. I'll do it now. Okay, we're going to call an audible. So I'm going to ask Josh Magidson, Chair of the Board of Overseers, to provide a welcome on behalf of the Board of Overseers, along with Louis Prats, Chair of the Board of Trustees.
Good morning. feel like we should break out into a song, "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning," but this isn't a musical, so we'll pass. This is a great day, and on behalf of the Board of Overseers, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this incredible setting, this courtyard, this wonderful campus, and obviously this gorgeous day. So we welcome you. I also would like, on behalf of the board, to congratulate our graduates, and especially their family, the parents, the friends, and all the people who have supported our graduates through this time. I know you all deserve a round of applause, too. So thank you. I encourage you and your families and your friends today to take the time to enjoy this graduation and celebrate and stop and reflect on all of your achievements and accomplishments to date. You are now Stetson lawyers. Please make us proud. Thank you.
Good morning. And what a perfect morning this is to celebrate the conclusion of your studies here at Stetson University. We'll almost conclude your studies. You do have this small matter of the bar exam, but I have no doubt you'll knock it out of the ballpark. I stand before you humbled to be a member of the Stetson University Board of Trustees and grateful for the opportunity to deliver a brief message on its behalf. First, please know that as a graduate of this university, you join a community of alumni that is more than 100 years old, one that is large, established, and continues to grow, and one that will be here for many, many years to come. There are a lot of Stetson lawyers out there, and very shortly you will be joining and welcomed by their ranks. We hope you do so as a class. Yesterday at the award ceremony, I saw among you a genuine and spontaneous outpouring of support and enthusiasm for each other, as many of you were recognized for your tremendous accomplishments throughout your career. I cannot tell you how heartening and encouraging that was, and I urge you to hold on to that. The bonds that you create during your 3 years here at Stetson will last a lifetime if you nurture them. Stay connected to your Stetson colleagues. They're a ready-made network for you to draw from. Learn from them and allow them to learn from you. Remember also that you're about to enter a profession that will bring you great privilege and reward, but with that privilege comes great responsibility. Our profession is often maligned in the media and in popular culture. There are a lot of lawyer jokes out there, and some of them are pretty funny, actually. It's okay to laugh at them, but don't you dare believe, not even for a moment, that ours is anything but a great and noble profession. You alone among your fellow citizens will have the privilege of representing others at the bar. In a very real way, you will administer the greatest system of justice ever devised by man. That is no hyperbole. That is just the fact. Some of you may have heard of Reese Smith. Reese was an icon in the profession, a great trial lawyer, a president of the American Bar Association, a prolific lecturer, and also a professor here at Stetson. No one understood the majesty of the law better than Reese, and no one could deliver the message of its importance better than he could. So I will close with a brief quote from one of my favorite passages from one of his speeches. As lawyers, we must remember always that we are members of an honorable, independent profession committed to the unselfish service of others. As lawyers, we protect the rights of persons and property and facilitate the flow of commerce. But our basic function is far more important. Above all, we serve both to secure, through ordered government, the collective interest of society's members and to protect the individual interests of those members from the excesses of government. Above all, we serve to assure freedom, peace, and opportunity. Regardless of national affiliation, we lawyers speak a common language in the discharge of these basic responsibilities. We speak the language of freedom. Don't ever stop speaking the language of freedom. Congratulations and thank you. And at this point, Dr. Libby, the president of the university, will make some opening remarks.
Good morning. Or better yet, go Hatters. Let's try it. Go Hatters! You bet, you bet. Well, welcome, good morning. I'm Wendy Libby, I'm the president of this great university. At Stetson, we use the phrase, dare to be significant. It's a challenge that prompts us all to think beyond our success and guides us to examine the impact that we have on others in our community and across the globe. As lawyers, you have the rare opportunity to change countless lives by winning even a single case, to change the course of history, to be successful, yes, but more importantly, to be significant. As you leave Stetson, I want you to wake up every morning and live on the edge of your comfort zone. Try new things. Seek to inspire others. Pause long enough to soak up the moments that matter. And keep your perspective. And that's where you'll find your significance. Finally, I ask you to come back to campus. Connect with a student. Extend a hand when a student is looking for a mentor, a judge for a competition, an internship, or a job. There are Stetson alumni behind you, and there are Stetson alumni before you. Reach out to them. You are all on this path towards significance together. And you are all in this life as lawyers together. So congratulations, class of 2014, and Godspeed. I got it. I want to introduce Janae Irato, who's going to bring greetings. And after Janae, Jennifer Bate will do so, and then we'll have the presentation of the honorary degree.
Good morning. On behalf of the members of the Stetson Lawyers Alumni Association and over 9,000 College of Law alumni, welcome to this beautiful celebration. And specifically to the graduates, on this commencement day, we are so delighted for you. We are thrilled for your families and friends, and we are especially excited for your inclusion in the Stetson alumni family. It is always such an honor for me to come back to Stetson, especially because I wanted to be a trial attorney since I was a little girl. I traveled across the country from Santa Fe, New Mexico to be part of the Stetson family in 1998, when Stetson was ranked #1 in trial advocacy and continues to be ranked #1 in the country. Stetson gave me a voice for others, from corporate executives to individuals that I never imagined I would have the honor of representing, including victims of human trafficking. But it's more of an honor to speak in front of you today as outgoing president of the Alumni Association. Clearly, by the university presidents and the dean's inclusion of alumni in these opening remarks, it demonstrates the critical role that alumni play in the success of our incredible law school and your careers. After the graduation brunch on Thursday, Tammy Bryant actually reminded me of how important alumni play and how they help bridge the gap between being students and succeeding as legal professionals. Our hope and encouragement for you graduates as you leave here today is to remember your Stetson family and forge relationships with our alumni that will last long into your bright future. When you leave today, you can be a voice for others, no matter your specialty or how you use your JD. I encourage you to lean on your classmates and alumni when you advocate. It's amazing what you can do for your clients and for your career. You have earned the support of an incredible law school and alumni that will truly stand by you throughout your careers. Come back to the law school, go back to the university in the years ahead. Share with them, share with us your insights, your achievements. You will always be part of the fellowship and community that is Stetson College of Law and Stetson University. And finally, I encourage you to always hold fast in what you believe. Cultivate and celebrate your membership in this extraordinary community in the years to come. Congratulations on behalf of the Stetson Lawyers Alumni Association.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going to law school, and we were all going directly to the library. Good morning, honored guests, faculty, graduates, family, and members of our future jury pool. Thank you for being here. What a beautiful morning. I'm honored to have served as your SBA president this past year and speak before you this morning. Now, I was kidding. I didn't write that. Charles Dickens did. But what you didn't know when you read that story, probably back in high school, and what he didn't know when he wrote it either, was that what he was really writing about was law school. It was the best of times when we were playing intramural softball, going to the Postcard Inn at the beach, and downtown Gulfport at Saltese and O'Matty's. But it really was the worst of time when we were studying for finals. We still didn't yet understand, waiting for sleep until winter break, and spending an entire month writing a memo. They gave us a month to write a memo that we can now do in less than a day. But back then, it really was the worst of times. These last few years have been challenging, and they've been triumphant. They have been enlightening. They have taught us a lot, namely to value our sleep, our free time, our sanity, and the laws of the great sunny state of Florida. It's funny, I remember standing before everyone at orientation, the first student cold called by Professor Minetti. He's up here somewhere, there you are. And I stand before you again on call, but this time at graduation. However, I was not called once in my life, and that was in Professor Bean's civil procedure class, probably the one time the Socratic gods had me in their good graces. But now we're all on call, not as students, but as lawyers. At orientation, they tell us to look to our left and to look to our right. And one of those people won't be here at graduation day. But if we take my experience into account, both the people that I sat next to are here. So we're all here. We did a class of 2014. To our families and friends, faculty and staff, thank you. To my fellow lawyers, know that no matter where life takes you, you have so much farther to go. Our journey does not stop here. When you walk across the stage, you are on to your next stop. I have confidence in each and every one of us. As you walk across and you begin that next journey, I hope that the road rises up to meet you, that the wind blows at your back. And I wish you the very best of luck. I'll see you on the other side. But first, let me take a selfie. Godspeed, class of 2014. It's been great.
Would you join me at the podium? I'd be delighted. Thank you. Adam Liptak, you are a nationally recognized legal correspondent and media lawyer. You are the Supreme Court correspondent for the New York Times, where you have served as a journalist since 2002. Your series on how the United States legal system differs from those of other developed nations, American Exception, was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize in explanatory reporting. You've examined the rise in life sentences in the United States and the impact of campaign contributions on Ohio Supreme Court justices' voting records. You earned bachelor's and law degrees from Yale University, and you worked in the New York Times Company's legal department as a clerk during law school. You spent 4 years as a litigation associate with the New York City law firm of Cahill, Gordon, and Reindel, specializing in First Amendment cases. You returned to the Times legal department, where you litigated media and commercial cases and provided counsel to the company's newspapers, television stations, and other media properties. You have distinguished yourself as a writer in the popular press and the Legal Academy, and you have taught media law at Columbia University School of Journalism, UCLA School of Law, and the Yale Law School. In light of your many accomplishments and under the authority vested in me by Stetson University's Board of Trustees, I proudly present you with the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that was nice. Good morning. Thank you to the President, to the Provost, to the Dean, to members of the University's Board of Trustees, to members of the Law School's Board of Overseers, to the faculty, to the staff, to distinguished visitors. It is a privilege of the first order to be with you on this magical morning, on this momentous day, and I want to join in the chorus of congratulations. Stetson Law Class of 2014, you should be very proud of what you have accomplished, and you should be very excited about the opportunities that await you thanks to the education you got here. This is your day. But we also know that nobody does great things alone, and I know you appreciate the support of your parents and grandparents and brothers and sisters and uncles and aunts and cousins and mentors and friends, many of them here today, who joined you and pushed you and humored you to make this day possible. They are very, very proud of you, and I know you're grateful to them. This is your day, but this is my talk, so I want to be bold enough to offer you some advice. The degrees you are about to receive are not only an acknowledgement of a splendid accomplishment, they also represent an opportunity. They are tools. For now, I'm guessing that a lot of you are focusing on the near-term challenges, the bar exam, finding a job, paying back your debts. But soon enough, you'll be on your feet and you'll have important choices to make. I've done some things right and many things wrong, but I've still ended up with a job I love, covering the Supreme Court for the New York Times. I'm pretty sure I never paid much attention to guys like me making speeches like this one when I was your age. Now that's as it should be. It's your life. The choices are yours. Let your mistakes be minor and instructive. Let your triumphs be solid and lasting and meaningful and valuable. It's your day. It's your life. But I still want to tell you about some things I learned along the way. The first one, don't make it all about the money. The last time I took a job that did not require a pay cut was in 1988. That was the year I graduated from law school. I took a job at a Wall Street law firm and worked there for 4 years, and I learned a ton. I worked really hard. I was surrounded by incredibly smart lawyers. We spared no expense. We scorched the earth. It was exciting. But the experience tested my ethical compass, and in some ways I think it coarsened my behavior. Now don't get me wrong. You get excellent training at a lot of law firms, and the lawyers there do good and honorable work. But some of the big firms, at least, are built on a set of ethical tensions. One of them is rooted in the adversary system, and I think you want to be alert to this. If better lawyers get better results, and they do, the justice system is easily warped. Justice should not turn on the quality of the lawyer you can afford, but it does. I get a lot of calls from young lawyers looking for advice. Here's the most important thing I can tell them. Get the best, highest paying job you can, try it out, but don't get used to the money. Don't find yourself in this position. You're terribly unhappy in your work, and let's face it, some lawyers are. You want to make a change, but you're locked into a mortgage and a lifestyle that will not allow you to do something else, something that brings you satisfaction, if not joy, and something that makes the world a better place. If you're locked in, you won't be able to be flexible and to think straight when the phone rings and the voice on the other end is talking about a great job in the government or the legal academy or in public service. Leave yourself able to say yes when that phone rings. Leave yourself free to follow your heart. My heart told me to leave my law firm, so I took a pay cut to go in-house. And for a decade, I was a First Amendment lawyer in the legal department of the New York Times Company, which some of you will be surprised to hear was at one time a thriving media conglomerate. I gave legal advice to journalists, tried to get them access to information, and I fought subpoenas and lawsuits. It was in a lot of ways a sleepier job than working at a firm, but I admired my clients and I was happy to help them. Now, you probably have a dream job. I confess that mine was to be a reporter for the New York Times. You may think I'm crazy that I could have picked a better dream, but hey, dreams aren't supposed to make sense. I didn't quite know how to achieve my dream, which is why I practiced law for 14 years before turning to journalism. But I did know I could at least get in the neighborhood of journalism. So I concentrated on First Amendment law and then worked in the Times' legal department. I once heard a great piece of advice from a judge on the Second Circuit in New York, Judge Robert Sack. He was asked the secret of getting your dream job. Here's what he said: hang around the hoop and hope somebody gives you the ball. One day, I got the ball. One day, an editor had the idea that they'd get the guy from the legal department to come be a reporter. It was a crazy idea. But I took the ball, I grabbed it, I took another pay cut. Now, all three jobs, at a firm, at a corporate law department, and a newsroom, were good jobs. But each one made me happier than the last. Each one was more satisfying than the last. Each one was, I think, more valuable than the last. As a purely economic matter, I suppose I made stupid choices. But life is not a purely economic matter. You'll make your own calculations, but you'll be making a mistake if all of those calculations are financial. Now, you've got an extraordinary education here at Stetson, and I want to particularly emphasize two of the school's special strengths: advocacy and legal writing. I spend my days at the Supreme Court watching the nation's top appellate lawyers, and I read really fine briefs, and that leads me to want to give you another piece of advice. Just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean you can't write clear, direct, conversational English. It works. Legalese, jargon, and wordiness hurts your ability to be persuasive, and not only to juries. Judges are busy. They're not expert in every area of the law, and they appreciate a crisp and candid overview of the facts and the law. Writing clearly requires you to understand your case. Be truthful about the weak spots. Cite the cases that hurt you. I can't tell you how much the justices appreciate the lawyer who says of a precedent, "Your Honor, that's a difficult case for us, but here's why I think it doesn't control." Straight shooters earn trust, and that credibility will pay dividends in that case and over your career. The legal profession has devalued writing. At firms, young associates write first drafts. In the chambers of United States Supreme Court justices, young law clerks write first drafts. That results in institutional bureaucratic prose that is sometimes all but unreadable. Good writers write from the ground up. Good writers write every word themselves. The giants of judicial craft are remembered because they found exactly the right words, and they found those words themselves. Some more advice. Treat your adversaries decently. When I was a young associate, I'm embarrassed to report, I did not always follow this rule. I remember one out-of-town deposition where my adversary had forgotten to bring along a copy of an important document. He asked to glance at mine. It was a public document. It was important to the case. He would get another copy soon enough, but I said no. It was a jerk move. Whether I did him a courtesy or not would not affect the outcome of the case. The correct result in the case, in any event, was the just one, not the one obtained by sharp practice and rudeness. A couple of years later, that lawyer and I ended up playing in the same poker game. He was a good guy, and I was embarrassed. After a few weeks, I apologized to him. I'm pretty sure he had no idea what I was talking about, but it had preyed upon my conscience. Listen to your conscience. Your reputation and your conscience are related things. One faces out, the other faces in. They are both precious assets, but they are fragile. It can take only a single stupid mistake, a single lapse, a single ethical blind spot to do lasting damage to your career. The world can be unforgiving. Think hard if something does not feel right or smell right. The high road is the right road. A law degree, as I said, is a powerful tool, but it's only a tool. It can be used for good or for ill. The law, too, is just a set of rules. They're crucial rules. They allow us to live together, to protect our property, to bring order to our lives, to make enforceable deals, to settle our disputes without violence, to govern ourselves. But just because the law exists does not always make it a just law. The great Stanford law professor Pamela Karlan, don't ask me why, likes to quote a Mexican revolutionary in her talks, Benito Juarez. And Juarez, when he assumed the presidency, had this to say: "For my friends, grace and justice. For my enemies, the law." He understood the difference between law and justice. And our justice system can only work if there are good lawyers working for the powerless. Now, many of you have worked at the excellent clinics here at Stetson, and it was probably one of the most satisfying things you did at law school. A lawyer is a champion for his or her client. You can help big companies sort out their differences, and that's all right, that's a living. Or you can help someone facing torture abroad to gain asylum in the United States. That's my kind of lawyer. The choices you make need not always be stark ones, but I urge you to put aside some time for representing the clients who most need your help, where you can make a difference rather than a buck. And in ordinary law practice, too, pause, why don't you pause, when you're about to write a nasty letter or assign a needless assignment to an associate on a Friday afternoon. You're better than that. You have just earned a high honor that will allow you to participate in what some people call the legal system. You and I know that its real name, the one that captures the deep nature of the enterprise, is the justice system. Congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Adam. And I know I have the timing of this right. President Libby, today we recognize the December 2013 graduates and honor the students who are candidates for the May and July 2014 LLM in Elder Law, LLM in International Law, and the Juris Doctor degree. We anticipate that all candidates listed in the graduation program will meet these requirements for their respective degrees. As such, I ask that you prospectively confer their degrees on them. All graduates, graduation candidates, faculty members, members of the Stetson University Board of Trustees, members of the Stetson University Board of Overseers, please stand.
Thank you, Dean Pietruszkiewicz. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Stetson University, pursuant to the charter granted by the state of Florida, I pronounce you graduates of Stetson University and confer upon you all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Graduates, please come forward as your name is called.
Fall 2013 Master of Laws in Elder Law graduates, Gerardo Olivares, Jr. Spring 2014 Master of Laws in Elder Law candidates, Javier Andres Amador Centonzio. Brooks Gentry with honors. Ellie K. Harris. Natalie J. Kaplan. Anne Mackey Kling in absentia with honors. Angela Maria Swanberg, in absentia, with honors. Fall 2013 Master of Laws in International Law graduates, Luis Albornoz. Ana Hasso. Sara Lilia Najim Bosio. Spring 2014 Master of Laws in International Law candidates, Walter Arivalo Ramirez with honors. Anne Dominique Masap Yi Fomakong. Analita Margarita Mesa. Trajas Muoz Nare with honors. Tony Stone Stimson with honors in absentia. Gerardo Roger Zadra. Victoria Zalasov in absentia. The candidates for the the graduates, Fall 2013 Juris Doctor graduates.
Lauren Virginia Christ with honors, honors program, valedictorian. Sharon Lynn Creveling, certificate of concentration in environmental law.
Leanne Michelle Davis with honors, certificate of concentration in elder law. Joyce Christine Indea, JD MBA. Julio Gonzalez with honors.
Elizabeth Chantel Green. Anastasia Carita Jaster with honors, honors program.
Travis David Jones. Adam Paul Labonte with honors, honors program.
Edwin Auburn Narain.
Caitlin C. Newton-John.
Naja Jamila Quayle.
Jennifer Elizabeth Quijano, certificate of concentration in social justice advocacy. Lauren Elizabeth Randall with honors.
Kathleen Elizabeth Rogers. Mariana Russo Walker.
Ryan Dennis Shobe, certificate of concentration in advocacy.
Lisa Mary Tanaka with honors. Danielle Cherie Weaver Rogers, certificate of concentration and advocacy. Luke Charles Woolley.
Angelica Maria Zeich. Spring and Summer 2014 degree candidates. Shivani Amaris Alamo, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy.
Kevin Robert Albaum, Certificate of Concentration in Elder Law.
Austin David Allred.
William Jason Altizer, in absentia.
Amanda Lee Armenio.
Clara O. Arrington.
Alexandra Margaret Austin.
Richard Dorian Babcock.
Sam Youssef Badawi, in absentia.
Brittany Paige Baker, with honors.
Irina Banderick.
Jennifer Elizabeth Bate.
Stefano Daniel Batista Kagan.
J. Robert Bell III, Honors Program.
Kyle Jonathan Bells, with honors, Certificate of Concentration in Elder Law.
Justin Patrick Bennett, with honors.
Lindsay Plyler Blankenbaker, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy.
Kyle Andrew Blythe.
Stuart Sheely Boone.
Lindsay Marie Basquez.
Vanessa Alexandra Braga.
Laura Ross Brenner, with honors.
Jennifer Holly Burns.
Rachel Elizabeth Boucher, with honors, Honors Program.
David Robert Byers.
Amber Monet Kane, Certificate of Concentration in Elder Law.
Sarah Wolford Calabrese, with honors, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law.
Cole Younger Carlson, with honors.
Stephen Graham Carey, with honors.
Kayla Ray Cash, with honors.
Casey Sue Cashon.
Alexander Paul Kerr.
Jason Robert Chern, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy.
Cynthia Marie Clark with honors.
Reynolds John Cochran, Jr.
Amanda Nicole Cohen.
Shannon Marie Cook, in absentia.
Lindsay Marie Copeland with honors.
Scott Patrick Cornwell, JD MBA.
Adriana Christina Corso.
Caitlin Elizabeth Costa.
Kevin Ross Cruz with honors.
Paul Marcel Crochet.
Lane E. Cryer with honors, honors program valedictorian.
Cindy Lauren Verona Cumberbatch.
Megan Louise Cummings with honors.
Sean Michael Cummings with honors, honors program.
Troy Darmanin, Certificate of Concentration in International Law.
Diane C. Didia with honors.
Abigail I. Donnie.
Isabella Anna Dobson.
Justin Lynn Egan.
Tyler Marcellus Egbert.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by her father, Doug Ellis, a 1985 graduate of the College of Law. Rachel Diane Ellis with honors.
Matthew Jason Eskew.
Jessica Lorene Faulkner.
David Connors Farrell.
Thomas Richard Ferrier with honors in absentia.
Alex Cruz Ferris, Certificate of Concentration in International Law.
Kristen Michelle Feathers in absentia.
Lee Nathaniel Feldman.
Sergio Enrique Fernandez, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy.
Wendy Lee Fisher.
James Hancock Fleeting, in absentia.
William J. Flores.
Kathleen Elizabeth Frank, Certificate of Concentration and Advocacy.
Kiera Jaquez Franklin.
Jesse Shane Fulton, JD MBA.
Elena Funes Garrido, JD Grado in Derecho.
Callan Francis Garrett, Certificate of Concentration in International Law.
Trescott Joseph Gear.
Lauren Nicole Gerasi, JD MBA.
Dustin Marcus Guerin.
Jean-Pierre Michael Gilbert.
Ryan Wade Goddard with honors.
Ashley Victoria Goodman with honors.
Jessica Elise Gordy with honors.
Stephen Joseph Gramza.
Roberta Guedes.
Bianca Guerrier, Certificate of Concentration and Advocacy.
Patrick Michael Hale.
Jonathan Boomer Hart with honors.
Wesley Joseph Himes, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Ashley Kristen Hano.
Erin Nicole Hennelly.
Sean Emmanuel Hernandez.
Carmen Herrera Valverde, JD Grado in Derecho.
Anthony Joseph Hero, JD MBA.
Megan Louise Brinson Hicks.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by her father, Daniel L. Hightower, a 1973 graduate of the College of Law. Allison Lee Hightower with honors, honors program.
Gregory Robert Hildenbrandt.
Catherine Wynn Hodge.
Benjamin Lewis Hoffman with honors, honors program.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by her father, David Thorup, a 1996 graduate of the College of Law, Melissa Ann Holovach.
Robin L. Hughes.
Catherine Culbertson Ingrande.
James Cree Jacob III.
Dennis Lee Jones.
Gregory E. Jordan with honors in absentia.
Zachary Alvin Carver, JD MBA.
Carrie Anthony Kachuk II.
Caitlin Ann Keebaugh.
Matthew Joseph Kelly.
Michael Scott Kennedy.
Patrick Devin Kennedy in absentia.
Lindsay J. Ketchum.
Jason Javed Khan.
Andrew Michael Kidd.
Robert Thomas Clement in absentia.
Frank Nicholas Lago with honors.
Andrew J. Lamarand.
Rosimer A. Lair with honors.
Annette Marie Leshko.
Elizabeth Ann Lester with honors.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by his uncle, Paul Castagliola, a 1976 graduate of the College of Law. Alexander Thomas Lewis.
Robert John Lindeman.
Megan Catherine Lindsay.
Maria Raquel Lopez Sanchez, JD Grano in Derecho.
Kaylin Tara Laux.
Robert Neil Lowe III.
Angela Marie Lowry.
Alexander Miles Luca.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by his sister, Shada Madani Pratico, a 2004 graduate of the College of Law. Khalil Madani II.
Michael Andrew Mango.
Jill Ann Micah.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by his cousin, Helen Macris, a 2013 graduate of the College of Law. Dean Macris with honors.
Dominic Michael Maranzana.
Elizabeth Lee Martinez.
Eric J. Martucci with honors.
Joseph Eric Masherin with honors. J.D. Grado and Derecho.
Cheryl Lynn Mason.
Morgan Richardson Mathis.
Rachel Lee Matthews in absentia.
Ashanti Eamon McBride.
Diane Francis McSpirit.
Gianfranco Melendez.
David Charles Meltzer.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by her brother, Anthony Messina, a 2010 graduate of the College of Law. Catriona Nicole Messina with honors program.
Andrew Lee Metzger.
Austin Davis Minyard.
Andrew Elliott Mitchell with honors.
Yogita Stacy Mohan.
Frederick Joseph Montez III.
Elisa Morales Bundy.
Christian Ross Moriarty.
Kristen Renee Murawski, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law.
Brian C. Morrison, Honors Program.
Bradley Arthur Muse with honors program, Certificate of Concentration and Advocacy.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by his brother-in-law, Spencer Hathaway, a 2011 graduate of the College of Law. Joseph Michael Murphy.
Julianne Ashley Murphy.
George Alexander Neufeld.
Shane A. Newlands with honors.
Matthew Thomas Newton with honors.
Jerry E. Nichols, Jr.
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by his cousin, Barbara Knorr, a 1993 graduate of the College of Law. John Ross Knorr.
Courtney C. Norris with honors, honors program.
Valerie A. Nuesa.
Christian Nicole Nunez with honors, Certificate of Concentration and Advocacy.
Jonathan N. O'Neill with honors.
Christine Renee O'Shea, Certificate of Concentration in Elder Law.
Stephen Paul Ottinger.
Christopher Allen Parker.
Timothy George Parks.
Matthew Parrott, JD MIEL.
Alexander Mark Parthamer with honors, JD MBA in absentia.
Alyssa Montgomery Perez.
Jessica Marlena Perot.
Deanne Julia Patika with honors, honors program.
Daniel Tim Pittman.
Andrew Allen Pop, Certificate of Concentration and Advocacy.
Ashley Nicole Howell.
Jessica Lauren Pratt, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law.
Brendan O'Hara Prince.
Marie Strawn Prisco.
Matthew William Prisco.
Lauren Marie Polito.
Tyler G. Puttick, Certificate of Concentration in Elder Law.
Kelly A. Reagan with honors.
Tyler Evans Rayford with honors.
Johnny Ramirez, Certificate of Concentration in Elder Law.
Candace Diane Ramos.
Walenji Wilma Ramos.
Raphael David Rashkin.
Amy Ray with honors, honors program.
Whitney Nicole Ray with honors, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Megan Elizabeth Rayner with honors.
Ryan C. Reese, Honors Program, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Joseph Albert Regalado.
Patrick Alfred Reed with honors.
Michael Thomas Relihan.
Natasha Gabriela Remington Samria, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Jessica Brunet with honors, honors program.
Bradley J. Rook.
Michael Gregory Rothfeld with honors.
Joseph Andrew Roses.
Victoria Teresa San Pedro with honors, honors program.
Maria Sanchez Vasquez, JD Grado in Derecho in absentia.
Marie Nicole Sartiano.
William John Sarubi II.
Maxim Scarberry.
Laurelyn Ray Schaefer.
Lisa Shibley.
Kimberly Elizabeth Schultz.
Michael Jared Schwartz.
Alexandra Lee Seaton.
R. Rockwell C. Sr.
Roland Friedrich Zenholtz with honors.
Janelle Anthony Shee.
Mark Allen Shoemaker, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law.
Chelsea Nicole Sims.
Allison Celeste Simpson, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Harrison Samuel Smallbach.
Jeremy Clifford Smith, with honors, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Keely Ray Smith, with honors, Honors Program, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Wynn Elizabeth Smith, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law.
Isabella Emily Sobel, with honors.
Michael Scott Solomon.
Andrew Paul Stanko.
Ellen Lindley Stewart, with honors.
Charles Dustin Strauss.
Elizabeth Nicole Strickland.
Henry Bowen Summer.
Mallory Havens Tanner, with honors.
Benjamin Steins Thomas, with honors.
Charlene Olivia Tara Topio.
Paris Alexander Sangaris.
Kimberly Michelle Van Bibber.
Natalie Renee Van.
Natasha Lynn Vasquez, with honors, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy.
Mike John Vlaho George, in absentia.
Vanessa Lynn Valkema, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Julianne Dorothy Ware.
Ryan Francis Waterbury.
Albert Kenneth Watson, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy.
Brittany Morgan Weiss.
Sarah J. Weiss, with honors.
Colleen A. Williams.
Zachary David Williams.
Jordan Marie Wolfgram, JD MBA.
Lucy Wong.
Heather Leanna Woods, with honors, Honors Program.
Jennifer Kelton Wright.
Caitlin Brooke Wright.
Andana Rachel Zax Jordan, Certificate of Concentration and Advocacy.
Carson Stewart Zimmer with honors, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law.
As you celebrate today, there are many we want to recognize in helping you reach this milestone. First, our faculty. They motivate our students to do more than they thought possible. They inspire our students to be our next generation of lawyers and leaders, and they demonstrate our values by their example. Faculty members, please stand so that we can provide you with our collective appreciation. Our students, Stetson was founded in 1900 as Florida's first law school, and for 114 years, the real measure of a law school is the character of its graduates. We know that you will all be committed to the rule of law. We know that you will develop into leaders with the ability to influence and transform society. We know that you will continue a lifelong commitment to social justice, and we know that you will represent the finest qualities of our profession. And we know that from today forward, we will be proud to call you the alumni of the Stetson University College of Law. Students, please stand so we can acknowledge your tremendous success. And finally, the families, supporters, and friends, you were there when our students, your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, and of course your grandparents needed you. So graduates, please stand one more time and acknowledge all of those who helped you to become successful. So graduates, thank you so much for being part of the Stetson University College of Law. Our faculty, our students, our alumni, our friends, together we are all Stetson. Thank you, and please join us for a reception in the Great Hall following our processional. Thank you and have a wonderful day.